Hi, my people. This is Michael here with The Battle Is Ours, and I have a very special message for you guys today. Video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be training you guys on how to secure and privatize your device. So if you're being harassed through your device, I'm going to show you several features that I am confident that your gang stalkers, this government program, is utilizing against you because of the fact that you don't know how to configure your device. And you don't know, you probably don't have much insight as far as Androids. So I'm going to be training you guys on how to secure your device. I'm talking about any Android whatsoever. If you have an Android device, I'm going to show you visually in this video on how to secure and privatize your device. So what we could do first, every Android is basically exactly the same. Every Android has these options embedded into them. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to pull down the notification panel here. I'm going to click on settings. I'm going to my apps. Yours might be called applications. I'm going to click on the three dots on the right hand upper corner here. I'm looking for something that says special access. I'm going to click it. Now within special access, you have all these different hidden features in your device. Now I'm going to elaborate on what these features mean and why they're a threat to your security. Basically, as I go into each one of these features, I want you to disable every single application there. Now, many of you guys might have the concern that if you disable the application, will the application still work? Will it cause problems in them functioning and operating? No, not at all. No applications need these types of permissions. Applications that have these permissions, these are elevated permissions. These are privileged permissions that absolutely no application should have. So first off, I'm going to emphasize on the most important features here. Device admin, apps that can appear on top, apps that can change your system settings, picture-in-picture mode, usage data access, install unknown apps. Now I'm going to explain what these features are and how they are an intrusion to your security. First off, device admin. A device administrative app. Any app that has the ability to act as a device administrator is definitely a threat to your device. I mean, if I have a tickle here, so if any application it acts as a device administrator, you should definitely be concerned. Now that is the worst privilege that any application can have. Basically, that application can control every single aspect of your phone, shut it down, power it off, install other applications, remotely control every other application on your device, collect information. It basically has full control over your entire device. Now, many Android devices have Find My iPhone enabled. If you want to utilize Find My iPhone, or Find My Phone, I apologize. Find My Phone, if you want to utilize that feature, it does not require it to be a device administrator in any shape or form. So you could disable every application there. Now that I have gone through that, I want to go into apps that can appear on top. And before we do anything at all, we're going to click on the three dots on the right upper hand corner, and we're going to click on Show System Apps. That way we see every single app that is in the device. So apps that can appear on top are apps that can remotely view, meaning if we have this app here enabled and I'm in another app, that app could remotely view everything that I'm viewing right here. Not only monitor what I'm viewing in another app, it could actually it can distort and change particular elements on the screen that I'm looking at. It could change the visual, it could change what I'm seeing. So basically, you're going to see many apps that are enabled. Now, all these apps that are enabled are all the applications that could basically change and monitor what you're looking at. So there, I recommend every single application here to be disabled. I only have one application enabled. That's my recorder, so that I can record the screen now. And it's literally doing as I told you. It's overlaying my screen. That's the exact example of it. So as my recorder could overlay and remotely view my screen, that's what the recorder does. It needs that display over. Now that we have gotten into device admin, apps that can appear on top, next, if you have this feature on your device, it's called VR helper services. It's like a virtual reality service for these little virtual games. If you don't utilize that, it's useless. I don't recommend that to be enabled in any way, shape, or form. No, I think you guys get the idea on apps that can change system settings. Before we do anything at all, let's click on the right hand upper corner and click on Show System Apps. You're going to disable every single application within this in this feature. And basically what this means is any app that is enabled, it's giving your phone, your device, if you have an application that is enabled, it gives that application the ability to reconfigure settings in your phone. When you install an app from the Play Store, I want you guys to remember that it'll automatically be enabled. So you have to disable that. Now, applications that have this feature enabled, they could change your settings. They can reconfigure everything in your system settings. I'm talking about every settings aspect in your phone. They can totally configure it because they have that ability. Now, I turned everything here off. Nothing should be turned on. Next, what I want to go into, now that we have gone through these three, device admin, apps that can appear on top, change system settings, disabling every single one, we're going to go into picture-in-picture mode. Picture-in-picture mode is basically the exact same thing as draw over other apps. It has the same type of privilege. It can remotely view, except that picture-in-picture mode is kind of like when you bring newer Android devices have this feature, where you can resize the app to look fancy and have like a little mini screen. If you want the fancy feature, or do you want security? I'm teaching you guys how to secure your phone. So I recommend you guys disable all these applications here. Next, I'm not going to go into any of these. I want to emphasize on what's important. What's a true threat to your security? Usage data access. Before we do anything, we're going to click on Show System Apps here. 3 dots on the top, Show System Apps. Now that we see all the system apps, basically what usage data access is, it could collect statistics and information from every single app. If an app has that and has it enabled, it could collect information from every single application on your device. This is a real threat to your device too. So no application here needs that ability. Now what you guys are going to realize is tons of your applications are enabled, and that is a strong reason why your gang stalkers have so much leverage over your phone. Now that we have gotten into device admin, apps that can appear on top, apps that can change your system setting, picture-in-picture mode, usage data access. So you should have went into each one of these features and disabled them. Without these, that means that the applications do not have these privileges enabled, so that they cannot respectfully utilize those features. So if I'm a hacker, I cannot, if I gain access to when I gain access to your phone, I'm using an app to gain access into your phone. And from that app, I could speak to I could send commands into your phone. But if that app now is shut off, where that app doesn't have the ability to change system settings, I'm going to get a denial. So if I'm trying to enter the shell of your phone, and you've disabled certain features from that app, basically, let's say a certain app, we're going to say Messenger on Facebook, has modified system settings. I can hack into your Messenger. I could send commands through shell, and I could basically modify what you see on different pages, remotely view what you're seeing on another page, and change your system settings. But when you toggle these options, when you disable those options, now when I go into that program to try and hack you and utilize these backdoors, that's what the government does. The government utilizes backdoors. They utilize Google Play services, pre-built-in apps. Why do you think Google works so toughly with the NSA? NSA wouldn't need Google if they didn't need apps to enter into people's phones. Now, they utilize these apps as backdoors into your device. If you could control these settings, they get denials. You prevent the amount of the effects they can do to your phone. Let's move on. So next, we're going to click on the three dots again. We're going to click on app permissions. Now, when you're in app permissions, I recommend you turn off every single, you go into every settings here. Okay, the government loves contacts. I have done so much research on, I went to college for 3 years for cybersecurity and computer science. And I'm going to be honest with you. Even college and a BA, I don't have a BA. I was going towards my BA. A BA in cybersecurity and computer science, a certificate in cybersecurity, and a BA in computer science is not going to teach you as much stuff as you would think. Most of my knowledge came from the expansion of research and detailed, like trying to grasp the understanding of security and privacy. And it's extremely important. What I'm sharing with you guys, I want you guys to utilize and incorporate this as new knowledge. You went to educational school and learned simple things. These are pretty simple things for me to teach you. You guys should be able to remember them and utilize these. It doesn't take a tech-savvy person to learn these things. So now that I teach you, you guys should be able to incorporate them. App permissions. Basically, these are all, you're giving apps permissions into your phone. Oh, like I was saying, I did much research. So NSA and the government programs, they love to utilize app features, contacts. They love to use contacts. Contacts because V cards. They use NFC sometimes to try and tap into your phone, to send commands into your phone. They love, so I recommend you go into all the actually you could disable every application there. Make each one empty. And the reason why I say that is because every time you enter into an app and it needs a permission, it'll send a dialogue on your screen and it'll ask you, do you want to allow this app to use your photos? So I recommend you just empty them all and then just decide from there. Whenever you use an app, it'll ask you. So moving on, after going into special access, app permissions, you could click show system apps. And really, I recommend you guys to really go into your phone and start disabling any apps you guys don't really need or use. I'll give you guys like a little quick picture. You guys could probably pause the video if you guys want, of what I disabled on my phone. These are some apps that were useless to me. You guys need call log provider. You need contacts, or else your phone is going to malfunction. I don't, because I'm not using this phone as a phone. All these other apps you can disable. You could pause it if you like. There you guys go. These are some apps that I disabled. Moving on. We're gonna go next into lock screen and security. We're in the settings application, the settings app default. Remember, scroll down notification bar, settings. Now we're gonna go into lock screen and security. I recommend you guys set a lock screen. It's important you guys set a lock screen for the next phase, for the phase that I'm gonna, in the end of this video, I'm gonna teach you guys on how to encrypt your phone. So next, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to click on, so different Androids look somewhat different, but they have the same exact features. So what you're looking for, yours may be on this screen, but mine's is on other security settings. If you didn't see device admin in special access, it means you probably have an older Android, but you will see it in lock screen and security. So you could toggle, you could go into device admin, control that, and also you have usage data access here, and you could control that. So what's very important when you enter lock screen and security, if you don't see it in that lock screen and security, scroll down like I did and click on other security settings, and you will find trust agents. Now it's important that if you have trust agents, anything enabled, disable it. What trust agents are, even Google, it allows that application to bypass your password on your phone, meaning they could basically log into your phone without your password. They don't need your password. They can log into your phone and basically obliterate all your information, anything on your phone. And now that we got that squared away, pin windows, do not recommend that. Do not turn that on. You want fancy, you don't get secure. If you want secure, you don't really get fancy. So there's a compromise there. Pin windows, kind of like the whole overlay aspect, and the fact that any windows that are pinned can really control tasks at hand. One important thing, every targeted individual, because you guys are targeted, I recommend you guys click on user certificates. I have this one because I have added that one, but I'll remove it now because I no longer need it. You guys should have no certificates here. In user certificates, you guys should have absolutely none. If you have a certificate and user certificates, you should be very concerned. Any certificate that is added to your device means that it has the ability to monitor your internet traffic. And if you have a VPN and there's a user, unless you installed that certificate from your VPN site, that's a different matter. But if you have any certificates you never added, you should be definitely concerned, and you should remove that right away. System certificates are already pre-built in. So now that we have gotten through that, I advise you not right now, because I want you guys to resume watching this video, and for the next things I want to show you guys is, after watching this video, I want you guys to encrypt your device. Now, this is something the enemy really won't like. Encrypt your device. You want to, where is it? Secure startup. You want to require a password when your device powers on. Basically, encrypt your device. When you start up your phone, I would make a really good password. I'd write it down uh, uh, in a notepad. And if you guys kind of feel like, I mean, I'm talking about feature passwords, like not your phone pass. You have to type your phone password in constantly. I'm talking about just a little quick side note here. For when you guys create passwords for your social media accounts and you want to create a good one, a little secret that I use is I remember I never knew where to type in my password when I was in the States because I felt, and I kind of still feel a little concerned about that, that there were cameras in my house. So I would wrap myself in the curtain. You know, if you guys have curtains like, window curtains, or if you have shower curtains, you can wrap yourself in the curtains and then type in a password. I mean, hey, if you want a good password. So, anyways, back to encrypting your device. I recommend you guys encrypt your device. Your phone probably needs to be at 80%. Highly recommend encrypting your device, especially if your phone doesn't have a removable battery. A lot of times when you turn off your phone, the government could literally turn your phone back on, especially if you have a SIM card inside. So if you ever want to kind of go on the run, I recommend you take out your SIM card too, just to be extra cautious. Um, Another thing, um, basically, when they turn on your phone, you're going to be prompted to type in your encrypted password, so it doesn't really boot up your phone to its bootable mode. So back here, now that we have gotten through all that, we went through apps, the little hidden feature in apps, lock screen. Next, I want to teach you guys on how to secure your keyboard. Your keyboard is being keylogged, and on many Android devices, it's being yours. There's your behavior is being collected and submitted to servers. So on my Samsung, I'm using an S8. It says on-screen keyboard. On your phone, when you go into language and input, you're going to see virtual keyboard, and you go into virtual keyboard. Mine is on-screen keyboard. I'm going to go into my Samsung keyboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable all the predictive texting, auto spell check. You want to disable all of that. That is this is going to track you. Character preview sound. So basically in a lot of phones, there's an advanced option like right here. And in that advanced option, it says to collect usage data. I recommend you guys to turn that off. But now that we are done here with the configuration of the configuration of your settings, we have successfully went through the process of securing the settings aspect of securing your device. Now, my next advisory is if you are using a VPN right now, every VPN provider, go into connections. I recommend you go into more connections. When you see VPN, I want you to click on VPN, and when you see your VPN profile, the VPN that you use, I want you to click settings. Click on always on and block connections without VPNs if you have that feature in your Android. If your Android is newer than 2016, you should have that feature, 2017. And this is important. It means that no applications in your device, even settings system applications, have the ability to access the internet without your VPN. That means the second your VPN is disconnected, Even though it doesn't show that it's disconnected, your applications won't function without a VPN connection. For those that have a VPN connection, that's important. Now, let's go to this home app. I have some apps here. And these are secure and privacy apps I want to share with you guys. The first app I want to share with you guys is No-Track Keyboard. No-Track Keyboard is every application here. I'm talking about every application you see here is on the Play Store. You can download all these applications from the Play Store except for this application here. This app is special. This is a different alternative YouTube app you guys would love. So I'm going to teach you guys how to download that and why it's better than YouTube. It doesn't collect your info, and it doesn't use Google Play services, which is horrible. Actually, as a matter of fact, I have Google Play services disabled. So this app that I recommend, No-Track Secure Keyboard. No-Track Secure Keyboard is from the Play Store. Meaning that it doesn't track, it doesn't collect usage, it doesn't collect any data, it doesn't keylog. Keylog means that your keystrokes, meaning everything you type on your keyboard, is being logged. And even though you turn it off in your settings, I'm sure that, well, I know for a matter of fact, when you go into the root of the system, you go to system, it's slash system on your Android. You guys probably have no idea what your actual system on your Android looks like. I do. Now, in your system, in your Android, you could actually access a lot of stuff. And that's why I'm teaching you the importance of securing your stuff. Now, there's a text file that is created from your keyboard. And your keyboard still does kind of log data, just not as much, since you turned off a lot of features. This application is secure, meaning it's telling us that it doesn't track your key logging. It's completely private. I recommend it, and it takes over your initial keyboard. Now I'm going to show you what this keyboard looks like. When you install the application, recommend everyone to install it. It's a nice keyboard. No-Track Secure Keyboard. You click on Enable. Oops. You're going to click on Enable here. And you're going to enable No-Track Keyboard. And you're going to disable your current keyboard. You're going to click Select Keyboard and click on No-Track Keyboard. See, mine's is black. I chose my color. And you could also click here. Oh, oops. You could go into this. Let me teach you guys. Settings. And you could control here some aspects of the keyboard. And you could choose your keyboard. I had white formerly. Very nice. It looks like it looks like an depiction of the Google keyboard, which I like a lot, Gboard. And that's a very nice keyboard. So I like this keyboard a lot. It's really nice, very edgy, and it doesn't track. I recommend if you install this keyboard, go into your apps. You know where that is. I've showed you guys where that is, and click on Show Systems Apps all the time. Scroll down to your keyboard, your system keyboard, and disable it. Now, the next application that I want to recommend to you is YouTube Vanced. Okay, first let me share a little bit about... Okay, you guys are going to make a decision. Do you want to keep Google Play Okay, first off, your current YouTube built-in app logs data. It doesn't matter if... you could secure your Google account. How many of us can trust Google to really respect our privacy? I can't. I have totally configured my Google account I'd rather be safer than sorry. I'd rather my data not be used against me in the future, just in case. You never know. So yes, I did go into my Google account and I privatized it. But at the same time, I don't like the YouTube app. You could get harassing ads on the YouTube app. You get these 3-second ads every time you play a video. It just gets extremely annoying and it gets a little too personal. This app I have been using for a while now, a very long while. I want to show you this app. It's called YouTube Vanced, Alternative YouTube. It was created by a developer and it was developed without the need to use Google Play services. The YouTube app requires Google Play services. You cannot disable there's only 2 applications on your phone that require Google Play services. Google Play Store and YouTube. Without Google Play services, these 2 applications will not operate. YouTube Vanced was developed with privacy, excellency, and perfection. And I say that because there are absolutely no ads. Is no harassment like whatsoever. I love it. So I'm going to show you what YouTube Vanced looks like. You guys are going to be a little stunned. So there's a black mode. I did dark. Dark is like gray. There's a blue, there's a pink. Like a real, like everything's blue. So what's nice about YouTube Vanced is you could control every aspect of it. I'm talking about, here's my subscriptions. You notice that there's no stupid ads in my video. Where are there any ads? These are all my subscribed channels. Why is it that on the YouTube built-in app that there are advertisements in my YouTube subscriptions? It does not make sense. You could go to popular videos on YouTube. That's called trending, which you'll probably never use. Home, your home is just your subscriptions. Subscriptions, you have your inbox here, library, you could cast, and I'm telling you, amazing features in this app. Let me show you. Advanced settings, you could control the ads, no ads at all. I recommend you go into every feature here. You can set your preferred quality, video speed. It's just so awesome. Swipe controls, swipe brightness, swipe controls. These are pretty cool functions too. Layout settings, it gets really modern. You could turn off the dark mode. And in order to turn on your color, you have to go into the settings and click on your color, whatever you install, and I'll teach you how to do that. You get no you get no ads whatsoever. See, my video just plays, and it's really nice. So no ads whatsoever. I love this app. This app is absolutely amazing. 10 times better than the YouTube built-in app. Now, how do you get this app? I will show you guys how to do that. I'm going to go into my Brave browser. Another app I'm going to show you guys. And I'm going to go to, let's use an incognito new private tab. Yes, okay. So you're going to type in your browser, YouTubeVanced.com. Actually, just YouTubeVanced.com. I'm going to leave the link down below. You could click on it and install it from there. You're going to scroll down till you see non-root. Now, non-root. For non-rooted devices, unless your device is rooted. So, non-root. Now, when you scroll down here, many of you may not be familiar, but yes, you can install apps not from the App Store. And there are ways. I don't recommend you installing apps not from the App Store because a lot of times they could have malware, they could be hacked, but this is a legitimate developer. I utilize this developer. You can see they actually have a YouTube page. I love this app so much. Okay, so this is now when you scroll down from the page, you could check out the URL. You could type it in just like this, and you'll get directly here, or click on the link down below. So when you get here, you'll see this is it. You'll see different versions of the app. You see blue, pink, dark, black, and black. That's just an earlier version of the app. Click on the one that you want to download. Let's say blue. Okay, I'm going to install it, right? Okay, install. So it's installing. Now this is the app. This is YouTube Advanced right here. But in order to log into your YouTube Advanced, you need this application right here. If you don't prefer to log in, you don't need it. But I recommend you guys install it anyways. That way you guys can log in like I do and be able to see your subscriptions, your inboxes, your messages, and use it as you use your YouTube built-in app. Now, this YouTube does not need Google Play services. Google Play services is vicious. And Google Play services will literally take all the information from every aspect of your device and send it right back to Google services, servers and Amazon servers. This acts as Google Play services, but is a secured and more private version. You're going to install the newest version, just different versions, that's all. It doesn't matter which one you install. The newest version, and it's like a couple megabytes. You need to install it. It's important in order to log into your YouTube account. After these things, I already have them in my downloads. After they are finished downloading, you're going to go to your files, look for files. I use this app right here. Don't use ES File Explorer. It's really unprivate. This is the worst file explorer you could use. Actually, it's a good file explorer. It just has a lot of privacy concerns. File Manager, I recommend this one. It's you can look at the name and type it in the Google Play Store. File Manager for Super SU. Okay, you're looking for the download folder in your files, and you should see. Sorry, it didn't download. You should see after they are finished downloading. You will see them, and when you see them, you're going to click on it. You're going to click install. It's going to give you a prompt. Do you want to go to your settings, and you have to click on you have to check mark allow unknown applications, meaning any application not coming from the Play Store. Allow it, go back to your files, click on downloads, install both the applications. As soon as you install the applications, you'll have YouTube Advanced, just like that. I recommend as soon as you have YouTube Advanced, you go into your system settings, go to apps, and you disable your built-in YouTube app. It's no longer necessary. This app is 10 times better than it in every single way. Love it. There's no excuses. Your gang stalkers just can't send you ads anymore. You're really eliminating the power that they have over your phone, over trying to harass you. Now, at this point, the only application that requires Google Play services is the Google Play Store. I recommend you guys to install any app that you guys desire to install that I have showed you guys from the Google Play Store. These apps up here, these apps up here are from the Google Play Store up here. Let me point up here. All apps up here are from the Google Play Store. After installing these apps from the Google Play Store, what I do is I just disable. I go to system, I go to settings, I go to apps, I go to show system apps, and I just disable anything Google. I disable all Google apps, And if I ever want to install anything from the Google Play Store, I'll just enable Framework, Google Play Store, and Google Partner Setup. Google Play Services runs at all times and all hours. It's so useless. And Google makes a demand for it to be installed on your device so that it can log and spy on you. See, there's such a demand on Google Play Services because really a lot of like for instance, YouTube, built-in YouTube app only needs Google Play Services to sign in. I recommend you guys disable this right away. And just enable it when you want to install something from the Play Store. It's really easy. Now, if you choose that you want to keep your Google Play Services enabled, let me show you some features you guys should touch on. So if you choose to keep your Google Play Services enabled, you go back to your settings and look for Google. Click on Ads, click on Opt out of personalized ads, reset advertising ID, go into Cast Media Controls, make sure that is toggled to off. You want to nearby, you're going to click on nearby, you're going to click on that settings button, you're going to click on, you're going to turn off NFC and Bluetooth device. That's what I'm telling you. Google Play Services is horrible. This is all the stuff that is secret stuff. Go through every setting, sir. I'm not going to go into all of that right now. I just recommend at this point, you don't need Google Play Services. You have an awesome YouTube, better than you could ever hope or expect. You could upload videos on it, do everything and more. There's no need for Google Play Services. And if you guys want a Play Store similar to the Play Store, I recommend you guys install. Actually, I'm not going to recommend that app. So basically, I want to narrow this as narrow as possible. That way, I can make this video short and condensed. Now that we have gotten through YouTube Advanced, the keyboard, secure keyboard, I want to recommend next to you Brave Browser. Brave Browser is a browser I recommend. This is based off Chrome. It looks very similar to Chrome because it is based off Chrome. And so that you guys know, I'm using a VPN right now. I'm connected to a double encrypted 2 servers through NordVPN. Brave Browser, I love Brave Browser. As soon as you install it from the Play Store, everybody needs Brave Browser. Brave Browser is a secure version than your Android browser. You need it. You click on settings. I recommend DuckDuckGo, but DuckDuckGo is just not as secure. Yeah, it is secure. DuckDuckGo is a great search engine, but I also recommend QWant and StartPage. You guys could determine based off this. StartPage is based off Google. If you like Google results, go with StartPage. DuckDuckGo is very good too. So now we're going into passwords. Disable all those options there. Payment methods, you're going to disable that. Address and more. You don't want it saving this type of information. Standard tab, I choose DuckDuckGo. Or you could choose StartPage if you like Google results. These are secure search engines. Now, homepage, you could set a homepage. Notifications, you could choose that. My next advisory to you guys is, okay, so you're going to go to privacy. You'll see that this is enabled. You want to disable that. Navigation error suggestion. Don't need it. What that means is that anything that says suggestion in it means that they learn your behavior to suggest you a better idea or result. Anything suggestion means that it learns your behavior, is picking up your pattern. Anything suggestion, disable it. But it gives you that option, whereas Google Chrome doesn't give you that option. Oh, perhaps it might give you that option, but it doesn't give you these other options. HTTPs everywhere. Awesome feature. One thing you learn about JavaScript. Java is, I'm just going to make this very quick. Difference between HTTP everywhere is a secure version than Java. Everything's Java now. Java is so, I could literally go on your web page and I can modify everything on a website and make it look like it's real. HTTP's everywhere is more secure too. So it's a much more secure protocol than JavaScript. A lot of the scriptlets. So recommend that. Tracking protection, definitely you need that. Ad block blocks ads, tracking ads, all these different ads. Regional ad block, need that. Fingerprint protection, definitely need that. That's your unique fingerprint of your device. You want to keep that protected. Usage data predictions, you don't want anything to predict you to suggest to pick up any patterns of yours. So disable those. Tap to search, disable that. Clear recent, and then you could go. So now you know how to clear your history. Always click on all time, click everything, and clear data. So now you could back out of here. Very important aspect. I'm going to show you guys how to configure this. Cookies, you could choose, you need cookies enabled in order to even go to a social media site and save your login, or even to log in. You want to block all these, make sure they're blocked. JavaScript, everything kind of needs JavaScript. It's secure to not have JavaScript, but many things need JavaScript. That's up to you. Is it worth the compromise? Desktop mode, you could decide. Block pop-ups and redirects. Okay, media. You want to deny all these. I'm just going to put it this way. None of these features. You don't need autoplay on YouTube. Just in case you go to YouTube. You don't need any of these features. And protected content means that that's like, it's kind of like saving DRM into your browser, and you don't want that. USB, you want to, that means USB devices that are even remotely on another device are being almost put into your device. You want to disable that. So it gives you good privacy controls. Sync, no, you have to sign in to do that. Okay. It's a nice browser. I like it a lot. It's much more secure than Chrome. I think it's pretty nice. Okay, now that you have these 3 applications, my next recommendation is to get a VPN. If you guys can't afford a VPN, you guys probably already know that VPNs cost money. But there are free VPNs out there. Take my advice. I have done research on VPNs. Every VPN I know of on the Play Store and out there, period, sells your data to NSA. And if a VPN does not have ads, then you should wonder, how is it making its money? Is it really just creating a free app out there? No. Though any VPN without ads, is selling your data to NSA. 123 VPN is actually based off IBVPN. IBVPN is a VPN provider that is based in Netherlands, not within the Five Eyes. Look up the Five Eyes if you want a VPN. You need one. It encrypts all your internet traffic, makes it as though you're in another country, and encrypts it with an algorithm, like a military strength. It's like a military strength algorithm. So basically, your gangstalkers have to break that algorithm they have to basically try and crack that algorithm. And if you change the server, it even makes it harder for them. So you're making them work for your data very hard. I recommend this free. This is, if you want a free VPN, I recommend, it's a good VPN. It's just limited as far as how many servers it has. These are probably not the fastest servers, too. You have Let me show you guys the serverless. It's fetching it. I'm gonna close out of here though. You have like about 4 servers in there. I think United Kingdom, United States is better to have a VPN than no VPN at all. And if you install this, I recommend you go into connections, VPN, and block connections without a VPN. I showed you a free VPN. VPN I'm currently using right now, NordVPN. I like NordVPN. There's also IBVPN. I do recommend that one too. That one, I am confident in its security. NordVPN, I think, is pretty secure too. My next recommendation, email provider. If you guys use Gmail, get rid of Gmail. And if you guys desperately need your Gmail, if you guys desperately utilize your Gmail, get rid of Gmail ASAP. So I'm going to plug in my charger real quick. And I'm going to show you this new email, secured, encrypted email provider. Now, the name of this email provider is called Proton Mail. I'm going to go into Proton Mail. I'm going to log out of my account here. Proton Mail is free. Absolutely free. I love Proton Mail. Proton Mail is based in Switzerland, not within the Five Eyes, but Switzerland is not a censored country. Proton Mail was developed by a group of computer science majors and like kind of hackers, that believed in privacy. Basically, what makes Proton Mail different from Gmail is it actually encrypts every single email you have. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to create a demo account. This is a demo account. Here, I'm going to create a free account, which I have already. You don't need to purchase an account. It's actually free. You could choose protonmail.com. I think it's amazing. And it really, you're really going to upset your gang stalkers with this one. Battles hours. The battles hours. Create account. You're going to create a password. I'm just going to put right now hello 123 hello 123. Now for this one, you want to create a secure password. You could go into your window curtain or your shower curtain and type in your password there with your secure keyboard. Now, in encryption setup, you should, in the Proton Mail app, do it from the Proton Mail app. You should be given the option to choose your security algorithm. Extreme security is the best. I love Proton Mail. This is the beauty of it. Meaning that extreme security, it's a 4096-bit algorithm security encryption. That means that when you communicate to another Proton Mail, you could do it by email or by phone. I think I'll do phone. Greece. Normally you do a CAPTCHA. It won't ask you for a phone number or an email. Typically, you'll have like a little CAPTCHA option, where you just type in the CAPTCHA, where you pick the picture of the CAPTCHA. I'm not going to go through this right now, but I'm going to go into my, basically, oh, sure, I guess I should have. Okay, so basically when you go into Proton Mail, you get to view in the settings application. You're actually able to view when you logged into Proton. Your logs could be erased, but it erases all them. So if your gang stalkers In order to look at to go into your activity, they actually have to log into your Proton Mail. When they log into your Proton Mail, it's logged, and if they try and wipe the log, it wipes it all. They would literally have to hack into Proton Mail systems, which I don't believe they have access to. I mean, these are extremely secured systems. So, my people, I recommend Proton Mail, and you're able to like communicate securely with others. Now, a secret for anyone who depends on their Gmail. If you depend on your Gmail, there is a way to forward, meaning every time you receive an email to your Gmail, you could have that email redirected directly to your Proton Mail. There's ways where you could forward like you would forward a phone number, you could forward all your emails from Gmail directly to your new Proton Mail. And if you want to learn how to do that, you can look it up on Google, or you could contact me, and I'd be more than happy to show you how to do that. Again, I recommend Proton Mail. Amazing app. That's a most need. Wire is the next one. Wire or Signal. A secret so that you guys know. It was found out that Telegram was working with the NSA to try and spy on tons of us. I'm talking about tons of us. The NSA was working with Telegram to basically collect tons of information. You can look this up on Google. I was using Telegram for a little bit. I know Signal is much more secure than Telegram. I know it has very good encryption. But I know I've also heard that Wire is just as secure as Signal, but maybe even a bit more secure than Signal. So I'm going to go into Wire. I recommend Wire. You could find this on. You could also find this on Google Play Store. I'm just really itchy today. I don't know why. You could find this on Google Play Store. Why is it showing two apps? Two names. Huh, that is so weird. Oh, these are my groups. Okay, that makes sense. So basically, I was wondering there, why are there two? I set up two groups for our YouTube account. That means that if you guys decide to make Wire and you guys want to reach out to me, I have a group ready for you guys. Basically, Wire, this is Wire. It allows you to, I recommend you go into advanced and turn off collection usage. Turn off, well, you could turn that on, maintain server. Create an account. It's totally free. This is my phone number for you guys. You guys could reach out to me on whatever app you guys decide, even Messenger. Now, this is my Wire. I recommend you guys to make a Wire, and you guys could join my group. Just type in the battles hours. So, I mean, this is Wire. I highly recommend this app.